Dr. Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert was a man who embodied the values of the South African Constitution before it even existed. Throughout his life, he fought for the equality of all races and the right to human dignity. He used his intellect and influence to break the bonds of the apartheid regime, and through his actions, one can describe him as a critical thinker and an engaged citizen of South Africa.
That constitution must allow for full citizenship, irrespective of race
and no domination. Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert grew up in Pietersburg, Pretoria, with a love for rugby and cricket. He continued his studies at the University of Stellenbosch, and in 1967 he obtained a doctorate in sociology. He used the knowledge obtained from his alma mater to question and challenge the laws of the National Party. In 1979, his vision of a free and democratic South Africa propelled him to become the leader of the Progressive Party. However, after realizing that he would need more than just a voice in Parliament to push the government to reform, he left his party in 1986. The following year, he organized the Dakar meeting, an historic event where a number of South Africans of all races came together in solidarity against the apartheid regime.
There is a sadness that we have to meet so far from our common fatherland. This in itself is a tragic commentary on the history we share. Some of you have traveled far and suffered much pursuing freedom for your country. And despite whatever differences there may be, we have come to talk to you because we realize your critical role in finding a resolution to our tragedy.
On 12 May 2008, Dr. van Zyl-Slabbert became the Chancellor of the University of Stellenbosch, where he held his position until he passed away on 14 May 2010. Gone, but never forgotten. His legacy lives on through the founding of the Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert Institute. Over the past decade, the Institute's range of leadership offerings to youth leaders globally include a range of critical engagements, such as discourses, leadership summits, and short courses recognized on the academic transcript. This has equipped students to follow in van Zyl-Slabbert's footsteps, embodying the essence of a true South African citizen.
10 years later, with a growing participation rate, national and international partnerships, innovative programming recognized on academic transcript, and fond memories of thousands of students who honed their leadership skills, critically engaging on societal matters. 10 years later, we are so proud to confirm Van Zyl-Slabbert's legacy lives on, and it finds expression through collaborative work with our students, our academics, and youth organizations across South Africa. Rather, more importantly so, through every single student who leaves the university with more than just a degree. Youth leaders who reflect critically on their role as citizens through the lens of our Constitution, and through that addressing democracy, human rights, social justice, and ensuring that that becomes part of the lived lives of citizenry.
The Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert Institute forms a part of the Centre Student Leadership, Experiential Education and Citizenship. Together, they strive to inspire and equip responsible leaders and global citizens.
A goal of Stellenbosch University and a focus area within student affairs is the transformative student experience at the Centre for Student Leadership, Experiential Education and Citizenship. Our centre is a dedicated space that anchors for practitioners and students the process of leveraging the experience of engagement, leadership, governance, and participation into competency.
The Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert Institute was launched in March 2011 as one of Stellenbosch University's Hope projects. This institute promotes the development of student leadership and enables graduates to contribute as active citizens to the well-being of society. The intention was clear: to expand the leadership footprints beyond the South African borders.
After the passing of the late Frederick van Zyl-Slabbert in 2010, Stellenbosch University agreed that it would be fitting to honour his legacy by establishing the Van Zyl-Slabbert Student Leadership Institute. The idea was and remains that through the Institute we would enhance and advance student leadership at this university, feeding from the legacy of the late Van Zyl Slabbert. Then it was linked to what was the HOPE project at Stellenbosch University, which was really a targeted attempt to make sure that Stellenbosch University understands that we should serve society better. Science for Society was the key cornerstone of the HOPE project, coordinated and enhanced by the late Professor Russell Botman.
Today, Frederick Van Zyl Slabbert's pursuit of responsible critical thinkers and accountable citizens is realized by the programs offered by the Frederick Van Zyl Slabbert Institute.
The FEZS course offerings were really the springboard to my leadership journey. It taught me the importance of engaging with people who are different to me and people who hold different beliefs and opinions. That had an impact when I had to negotiate difficult situations and develop solutions.
When we started the Institute many years ago, what stood out for me was the Emerging Marty program and how the students that came through the program, with the potential how they grew and how they became influential student leaders, but also now influential South African citizens.
Frederick Van Zyl Slabbert was not a man who believed in teaching things only in theory. He was a man of action. Thus, the Frederick Van Zyl Slabbert Institute did exactly the same. Student leadership development was taught in the courses, but then students were immediately called to action to take those teachings and implement them in their communities. This was my experience. All the courses I attended and everything I learned, I was able to immediately apply in my faculty, my residence, within PSO spaces, and as my time as a student leader. These are the skills that are taught at the Institute. They are transferable and they are immediately effective.
So today, 10 years later, we celebrate youth leadership in South Africa, and we'd like to thank all of our partners for your continued support and encouragement to ensure that the work we do collaboratively remains relevant beyond the South African higher education space. Thank you.